Good morning, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome to the special meeting of the San Francisco Ethics Commission for the sole purpose of conducting further interviews in connection with the appointment of a new executive director. I will first call roll. Commissioner Andrews? Here. Commissioner Hand?
Here.
Commissioner Herr?
Here.
Commissioner Keene? Here. All present and accounted for. As I say, the only item on the agenda is the question of the interviewing and possibly making a decision as to the selection of a new executive director. I will, once a motion is made, I'll call for public comment, but I think under the rules I have to call for public comment on the item or any other item not on the agenda, and I would urge, if your desire is to comment on the agenda item, wait until the motion and then we will take public comment. But
good morning, Commissioners. Thank you for attending. I know this is taking an effort out of your own personal schedules and lives, and everybody looks so well attired this morning. I'm so impressed. So you're going to impress our applicants, I'm sure. I did want to say one thing, and I wanted to take you back to 2000 when we adopted public financing in Prop O, which was a rejoinder on the CFRO, with CFRO Plus being public financing. This situation on the adjudication of the matter regarding an individual who was on the 2010 ballot under public financing violates what we told the public in 2000 about the proactive and concurrent nature of the new PF system. We guaranteed to the public that this would be an aggressive monitoring of their funds and their tax-paid dollars that went into the fund. And this, obviously, 5 years out, is not looking good and leaves you highly vulnerable to a press attack. The good news is that the press, as you know, has been not as robust on investigative matters, and as a result, this matter really hasn't come to the public's attention as much. But I do want to say that I'm sure you share my disdain for the fact that it's taken 5 years for this matter to come before you in a way that's going to hopefully adjudicate it once and for all. I also advise the city attorney that they look at this matter as well, because I think there's concurrent jurisdiction, particularly if it turns out that these funds were absconded with in a way that was inappropriate, and that there could well be some both legal and criminal involvement or questions raised by all of this as well. And I think it was a mistake to wait so long for them to take an action on this matter as well, because those monies are missing. That's all I wanted to say, but I do think Don Ellison was going to be here today because we worked together on this 2000 Prop O matter, and we had our brass come in from all over the state involved with Bob Stern on this matter. So all of us stood here and, with our credibility, guaranteed that the public would receive proper accounting for these funds, and that has not been true. So I did want to point that out. Thank you.
thank you. All right. Commissioner Keene?
Mr. Chair, I know we're here for one purpose only, but I'm hearing something for the first time about money being absconded with and large amounts and perhaps criminal activity. And could we have some expansion on that, maybe by the city attorney, in regard to what that's all about? Just a little capsuled history? I mean,
I'm actually not familiar with the matter that Mr. Marcella is referring to.
Okay. I would hope. could we have just a little capsule? I don't know what he's talking about. Now I'm
I
fascinated.
don't either,
by it.
but I assume we'll make inquiry on it. And
Yeah,
Right,
well,
certainly,
let's calendar that at least, so don't tickle it, so we don't lose it. Sounds rather grave, so it's not something that we should just.
I think we have a meeting on the 23rd, and there's still time to get it on the calendar, so we'll
Yeah.
talk to staff to make sure it gets on the calendar.
Good. Thank you, Mr. Chair.
All right, do I hear a motion that we should go into closed session for the interviews and selection process?
So moved.
Public comment on the motion?
Now you've confused me. Am I commenting on going into closed session or on the process that you're
Oh,
doing?
the process, yes, whatever you want on the item.
I just want to note the strong vote for Prop C, which is also an endorsement of the commission taking a forward look at issues that need to be addressed, some of which had been laid to the side for some period of time. Prop C was, of course, reinstituting something that had once existed. And the commission has outlined a series of issues that it wants to take up in the future that may result in additional ballot measures. This is relevant in my mind because the San Francisco Ethics Commission, I think, is unique in the state for having authority to put something on the ballot. It's not just that you're calling strikes and balls and all the rest of that in a game that's long over, but you're also taking a look at the effectiveness of our laws and what's the best way to move forward on those laws. And the fact that you're looking at that and that you did it and with such strong public support across every part of the state, part of the city, means to me that you're well positioned to go forward, and you need someone who can go forward as quickly as possible. The calendar is clear. There is whatever happens in the June election sets the stage for what happens in November in terms of how campaigns are financed. If something's going to happen in the June election, it has to be acted on by this commission sometime in March. So you need people who are well prepared and who have a stature with the public and with officials in the city so that you can do so with the credibility that you've already earned. It's been a pleasure.
Thank you. Any other comment?
Hello, Commissioners. My name is Lynn Beeson, and I'm here to thank you for Prop C and to tell you how nice it is to be here. I began my work with the city in 1971 and under model cities, and when that came in, all of the money that came to the city, virtually all of it came through either a regional office or line departments under commissions, and I saw the evolution. I retired in 99 to block grants, and the power that gives elected officials to decide how they want to spend that money. And I haven't remained very active, but a couple of issues have really brought me out of my retirement and my return from Wyoming to want to come to this commission about things. And frankly, I always heard wonderful things about the commission, but it seemed like complaining here, bringing a serious issue here, was like putting it in a black hole that I was really, honestly discouraged. And then I began to look a little bit more into issues and see how important it was. And just wanted to thank you for Prop C and to tell you that I think it would be great. I think your work is as important as any work or more in the city, especially now. I mean, I really see the city in a crisis. And I think that the Ethics Commission is terrific, and I think you've got a lot of good work to do, and I just really want to thank you and frankly encourage you, I think, for public confidence. I would love to see new blood without criticism. Thank you.
Thank you. Any other comments?
Good morning, Commissioners. Eleni Schmidt. I just want to say thank you for the process that you've had up to selecting the executive director. You have been extremely good about letting us comment every step of the way. You've heard many things repeatedly, but thank you for the process. I also join in thanking you for Prop C. I think it was a enormous boost to the to the Ethics Commission and what it can do. The only thing that I would say about the executive director as you begin your interviews today is all of this indicates, all of the action that's been happening and the changes that are out there indicates that you need someone who can change the culture of the staff. And I would just ask you to keep that in mind. Meanwhile, thank you very much.
Thank you.
Sharon Soslavsky. Rather than just repeat everything that Elena just said, I totally, completely concur. It was a pleasure working on Prop C. Thank you for putting that on the ballot. And now you have a wonderful opportunity to continue to move forward with a new ED. Thank you.
Thank you.
Just a brief word from Charlie Marsteller for the record. I've been watching the various commissioners and commissions and executive directors for since the beginning, for about 20 years now. And I think a theme has emerged that stands out to me, and I've had communicated that to you, but I'll say it for the public record, that leadership at the staff level has been far lacking in relative terms to the political environment, the economic environment, the risks that we face here in this city, since we are very much an international city, attracting international players and international capital. And we need to step up to that dynamic. And I don't think our history shows that we've been up to the task. And I think there's a lot of people in the city that would agree with that. A lot of it is evolution and growth, and I think we're at the growth phase now where we've grown a lot. So we're beyond our adolescence. We're now ready for prime time, and I hope that when you go to make your decision for the new executive director's position that you'll think in terms of bringing in an international player and somebody who's up to the task of dealing with the international dynamics that we're seeing with money coming in from all over the world.
Thank you. Any other public comment? I will then call the question. All those in favor of the motion to go into closed session?
Aye.
Aye. Aye.
Opposed? Carried unanimously. I will tell the public that my guess would be that we will be back in public session not earlier than 3 o'clock, but probably around 3 o'clock or shortly thereafter.